Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Marvin the Martian in Multiversus because I personally feel like this is a character that is probably the most underused in the game, in beta and maybe even in launch. And it's for a reason, and it's because he sucks in both and every single type of way. And I don't hate the Martian, I love the Martian. I played him back in the beta, and especially now, trying to play him again, it feels like a whole different ball game. So if you do want to understand what the Martian's whole aggro tech is, I guess I'll go through it, and maybe you'll figure out that you do like him. But I highly doubt it, because it is a very brain-numbing way to play the game. So we're going to go through the beta Martian first, just to kind of get an understanding of how he used to play. Beta Martian used to be an assassin, and he's still considered an assassin. And at least in the beginning, when the Martian first was introduced in the game, assassin did not fit the role in the slightest, it felt like, because he was not like any other assassin, right? Finn, Arya, Harley, all these characters that love to be in your face and never give you a break. Martian felt like a very opposite type of character because he had a lot of projectiles and nothing really up close. You know, if you go look at the Martian's bodily stance, you could see that his arms, legs, and even body are the size of a noodle. So a lot of it came from his gadgets. So you have his spaceship, you have his button, you have his gun, you have his taser gun. And all these things kind of took up some time to shoot and weren't very good up close. So a lot of the time, Martian wanted to be far away. Until we figured out button combos, and then, yeah, Martian did kind of feel like it. But he could do a lot of assassin things a lot better than he can now. One of the ways that you would use Martian is that you would be up in their face trying to get like a landing kick, and then you do a button combo into it, and it would rack up a lot of damage. It did feel like somewhat of an assassin. You could also do his headbutt just to kind of get some of those ladder combos into up trumpet, into gun, and if you can guess where they're going to go. It was fun. It was fun. I liked how the Martian played back then, but now with the game being a lot more slower, a lot more in both speed and speed of attacks, it does not apply to the Martian anymore. He cannot do any of those fast things he used to do, and now he became just basically a turret, like a standalone turret. And what I mean by turret is that Martian's game plan is to stay in one place, throwing out as many projectiles as he can. Now, since the game again is slower, it is way harder to do it as well he used to. You could at least throw out 2 bullets into the sky, or even like 3 before an enemy normally could fall down. And that was what back then with fast falls 2, right? But now he can maybe throw out 1, potentially 2 if an enemy's air stalling. And it hurts. And another thing that kind of hurts with his bullet is that there's like this weird delay when letting go. You can let go, but it takes him a little bit to like actually shoot it. It's like there's like a jam inside of his fucking gun. Because it, like, you'll let go of the trigger, you'll let go of whatever you're doing, and it'll take a little bit, and then it'll shoot. And it's very awkward. It honestly feels like you're just lagging, and it sucks. And every other thing that I talked about the beta about him being somewhat of like an assassin does not really work anymore because of how slow the game one is, and just him being a lot slower in general. So the Martian's kick is really weird. So his big ass foot will. It's hard for people to connect. It's really hard for people to get connected with. And for one, if you do connect it, it has this weird launch where it's like, we're going to launch far enough to the point where you're not going to be able to hit up anything after, right? Because, you know, you kind of do aerials on the ground, so you have to wait a little bit before you can throw out a move on the ground, and normally the enemy gets down on the ground fast enough before you can actually throw out anything in the air. So for one, his kick just does that. You can't really combo into anything. And for 2, his like head dive thing too also just kind of does this like weird push where it's like far enough to the point where you can't do anything, but it isn't far enough to be able to try to like set up anything after. It's like this weird middle ground of just negativity for the Martian, at least. For the person that's fighting him, it's quite fine, honestly. You're just taking a couple chip damage, which it seems like the Martian is only able to do. It feels like he cannot do anything else except for chip damage. So after you're done with this whole charades of just throwing shit out, just throwing bullets willy-nilly, maybe kicking them a couple times, you have to get to the hardest phase of the Martian, which is actually killing the enemy. Killing anybody with the Martian, no matter how light or how heavy, takes an extremely long time unless your enemy is a complete total dumbass. The way you kill with the Martian is either one, you hit him with a rocket. And to be fair, the rocket does have good killing power. The problem with the rocket is that it takes a while to come back, right? It's one of his specials. Most characters have a normal move that would kill, you know? Something that doesn't take as long to come back. And the Martian doesn't. Because one, his taser has no knockback in the slightest. Somebody could be at 100, and unless they're off stage, and you like tickle them just a little bit, they're not flying to the blast zone. His bullets also have to be chained up to at least maybe 2, or at least the enemy being high up in the sky for whatever reason. Maybe they did a double jump. Maybe they were trying to chase you or something. Unless they're there, then they'll die. If not, you have to combo at least 2 of them into it to hit him. And maybe his final one, it's nothing. It's just nothing. You just kind of have to wait it out. I guess you can hit him with a kick. You could maybe kick him, but that has the same problems as before, where you have to be kind of off the edge. He cannot kill off stage, which again, if we think of most assassins, they can combo you into a death, right? Finn, Arya, Harley, they all have moves that kind of lean and chain together to death. Marvin has, I guess you could say you chain 2 bullets together to get a kill, but it isn't like you are like holding him in hit stun or anything like that. It's by either pure luck, or you could call out a successful read and understand where they're going to dodge or jump. There's some moves I haven't mentioned for the Martian yet because they honestly suck and they just don't work at all. And I played against someone that seems like they've been playing Martian since the beginning of the opening. And you want to know what moves I saw him use? Taser, up bullet, and bubble. I swear to God, that was the only thing I ever saw. Sometimes he would hit me, or try to hit me. Let me say that again. He tried to hit me with the rocket. He tried to hit me with his trumpet. He tried to hit me with maybe 2 kicks throughout 3 matches. And those last 3 things never hit me. The thing that always hit me was, again, I was playing Jason too, so I was pretty big. I was getting hit by a bullet. I was getting hit by never usually his bubble. And the thing I would get hit by the most, though, was his taser. Because, honestly, I'm not the greatest at good old Jason. So I normally would just kind of walk into him, and he would hit me. And he would just, it wouldn't kill. It wouldn't, I lived until 200. It would never kill. And he was super good with it. He was able to kind of juggle these things around over and over and over again. And he kept hitting me. It was super annoying to play against. But it never would work. And I feel like if you're doing that much work, I'm living until 200, and you can't kill me, the character should either, 1, just shouldn't be played, because that feels like, that's probably disheartening. I feel sorry for the guy. He should have killed me. He should have won. He did so much work to get me. And all I did was, he was at a 81. I just spiked him from above, because if he misses that bullet, I already knew he was going to do a taser. It was very formatic. It was very easy to tell when he was going to do. So I'd spike him, wait for his dodge, hit him with an up special, he dies. Because the Martian still has the weight of an assassin, but he has no game plan like any assassin. There's nothing speedy about him. There's nothing fast killing about him, which I feel like has every single thing to do with an assassin. He has nothing of those qualities. And with everything I have just said right now, I feel like you can kind of tell why the Martian just doesn't work as a character. And maybe it's probably one of the least played characters I've seen in this game. I think even Velma has a little bit more of a fun play value than the Martian. He is a very boring guy. And it sucks. I love the Martian. I played him in the beta, like I said, and I had a lot of fun with him. A lot of fun. But now all that fun feels like it got stripped away from him, and now he's just this just projectile vomiting character. And I'm going to give you a match of myself that I played as the Martian. So after I saw how that guy played, right, I decided I'm going to have to switch up my game plan too. I cannot be throwing my body at people anymore. I cannot be throwing out kicks and head dodges. I have to play like him, because how I was playing him wasn't working the slightest. I would like go back and forth between winning and losing, especially when better people were playing. I could not get close in the slightest, and it annoyed me so bad. So I decided I was gonna play like that. And eventually, I hit a match with this Bugs Bunny player, and we're still on both our first stocks. And how annoying the gameplay is to the point where he decided he was just gonna he was just gonna stop. He jumped off the ledge 3 times. We didn't rematch, and we went on a merry day. No one wants to fight against him. If you haven't played against a Martian, like a Martian, like how I'm describing it, it's probably easy to fight against. But when you play against those Martians, it isn't hard to go against, but it isn't fun to go against. I had a match maybe last until the last 2 minutes. We have like 7 minutes of the game. 5 minutes of me running, jumping, throwing bullets. And it's because, one, again, he can't kill. And two, his game plan is so mundane and boring that eventually people do learn. But just getting a little bit of chip damage and maybe overly hitting a rocket gets you a win in the worst way possible. I just like everything about him, to winning, to losing, to fucking doing anything with him, it just makes you just not want to play the game. And I don't think a character should do that. I think you should pick a character because he wants to, like, he's somewhat fun, right? But I don't know. You let me know if you play Martian. How do you feel about him now, especially? Because it is very different to what he used to be. I feel like the only people that really do play Martian are people that have played him from the beta and just don't want to drop him, or maybe they really do like how the Martian acts. We'll see. Hopefully future patches will make him a little bit more how he used to be. And if not, well, then please just switch the tag of the Martian to never say assassin ever again. Just put him as a mage. I think, like, maybe at that point then you could be like, oh yeah, that's a mage. But an assassin, not in the slightest. Hope you guys enjoyed my little ranting and my little angerment inside, because I definitely want to see this character be a character in this game. But just like the beta, I probably will only ever see 6. And then, I don't know, I'll forget about him in the game again. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to me be a little bit angry. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you next time. Peace.